It's iSlip, and it is time for another review time. And today I'm going to be reviewing the classic Avengers, Marvel Universe. And I took the insert out. I already took these guys out the package. I just grabbed them and stuffed them in here like this just to get them, together so I can move them. So, give me a second. Alright, gonna get everything out of there. Hey. There it is. Alright, so, yep, here's the package they come in. They come with an insert that has, like, a black backing with, like, stars on it. You can see the way they were originally depicted. Well, sort of. I mean, this is updated art, so that doesn't quite count. But you can go online and see the artwork. I do believe, though, there's a bit of an... Well, I'll explain that later anyway. So, here's the back, and there are two other sets, as far as I know, that you can get. You can get the X-Force with Warpath, Wolverine, and Deadpool all in black, and for some reason everybody's eyes are glowing red. If you know why that is, please, down in the comments. I just remember seeing a comic with them like that, and I didn't understand, the whole black and white with the red eyes kind of thing. Alright, so in this set, you get Ant-Man on an ant, Wasp, Thor. This Thor on the package has a much better complexion than my Thor. Hulk, who's a lot greener on the box, but that's fine, and Iron Man. Look at this one. The original Iron Man had sort of like a gold skirt. But anyway, whatever. And his head turns? Oh yeah, I guess it does. I didn't realize that. Alright, anyway. So the wording here says, brought together by the trickery of the evil god Loki and bonded by their mutual heroism, these mighty adventurers form the core of what will become the world's greatest team of superheroes. Separately, each is incredibly powerful with advanced technology, ancient magic, and endless strength on their side. Together, they are the unstoppable Avengers. I don't know exactly how powerful Ant-Man and Wasp are. I don't know if that would count as incredibly powerful, but hey, why not? So I'll start out with the least. My least favorite. And might have a hard time. There we go. Zooming in on this guy because he's so teeny. How teeny? Thumbnail figure. And there he is. He's so teeny, I guess he figured we wouldn't notice that his head does not look like Ant-Man's head, but looks like a metal cross between a devil and Death's head, actually. Of course, you really can't notice that with the naked eye. This is just really, So, there he is, and yeah, he's painted badly. But it's Hasbro and Marvel Universe stuff, so... I mean, Marvel Universe stuff is used to usually be painted decently. Since Hasbro got a hold of it, though, Hasbro's just been doing their regular, shoddy, crappy job. The same way they do with their Transformers nowadays. But anyway. Here's the Wasp. Okay, and you can see she's got no face. That's kind of creepy. But she looks really cool. She's in a, sort of a flying pose, I guess. Yeah. Oh, and here's Ant-Man's ant that you can sort of put him on. Let me see if I can do this. And then you can hear some retarded kids outside. But yeah, so this is actually pretty nice. He sits on his ant pretty well, but then when you put it down, it looks like he's got his ant in sort of like a neck hold. Let's see if I can get it to focus. Come on, focus. There we go. Yeah, you can see That looks... actually, from the side, it looks like the ant is up his anus. That's funny. Alright, so then my next least favorite. And this is not because he's my least favorite in terms of character. I actually like him a lot. But in terms of this set, Thor. Now, his costume is very, very faithful. But there are two things I have issue with. One thing, his head is way too dang big, and his arms are too scrawny. It looks like his arms are just too scrawny for this. The other thing is, I don't know if my camera's going to pick it up, but he's got a horrible skin complexion condition going on there. For some reason, like the outside of his face, like on the outside of his jaw, is a very pale, and then it's a dark reddish, almost like he's got a rash or something. It doesn't look like it's picking it up too well, but trust me on this, he's got bad skin, and it looks bad. The hammer is pretty nice, though. There's actually wording on it, or a little wording anyway. See if I can get it to focus. And I can make out the word hold. I can see. I can think it. I see power, and I see Thor. There's not much else in the way of actual words. I mean, they tried, but not much made it. But Thor made it. Power. I guess that's... Oh, there we go. Of. Let's see. I think it says, he who is worthy shall possess the power of Thor. Something like that. So the hammer does come out, which is pretty nice. Comes out. It's nicely detailed. Very nice. And it has a little hand strap, but it's too small for him to do anything with, so he can put it on his finger, but he can hold the hammer. He can't, unfortunately, he has no way to hook it to his belt or anything like that. He's got, well, his cape comes off. It just plugs into two holes in the back. We'll take the cape off for now. It'll be easier to deal with him. And I'm trying to stay out the way because I've got the sunlight behind me, so... Anyway, so he's got nice musculature. His head is on a little ball joint, but it doesn't really do much because of the hair. He's got nice little wings, but they're a little too flimsy feeling. Again, like I said, his head seems a little too big for his body, or maybe his arms are just... His body seems too small for him, that's all. So, he's got like that, you know, Marvel Universe shoulder. It has a in and out and all around, and then it rotates at the upper bicep as well, and the arm bends and the wrist bend. Do the wrist? I think the wrist. Yeah, the wrists move, and that's about it. They rotate, but they don't do anything else. He's got an upper ab movement thing going on there. It's pretty nice. He also has waist articulation, which is groovy. His belt moves around for some reason. I don't know why. His legs feel weird. They feel almost like they're on G.I. Joe rubber band things, like the old G.I. Joes used to be. They go about that far forward, and they feel very not good at all. You can't really do too much with them, to be honest with you. Bend at the knee, the feet rotate, but it actually feels like a step backwards. It really does. It's got a double knee, but nothing really you can do with that, to be honest with you. So, I mean, you can get some poses, I guess, out of him if you can get him to stand. And let's see, force his head to turn, and then maybe you can get some poses, provided you can balance him. I'm on a bed. My stuff is on the bed, so. But yeah, he's okay. He's okay. I love this costume. I just hate that. And a lot of you aren't gonna know this unless you. But if you read actual Norse mythology, Thor had gauntlets, which are basically gloves, and a belt. And the only way he was able to lift his hammer, it was so heavy, the only way he was able to lift the hammer was by wearing the belt and by wearing the gauntlets, which he doesn't have. He has wristbands instead. But yeah, so that was the original God of Thunder's basic powers are from the fact that he wore that stuff. If he didn't have the belt on, if he didn't have the gloves, he would not be able to wield his hammer, which looked more like a hammer, a regular hammer, than a sledgehammer. It's usually depicted. So anyway, but then it wouldn't be this cool. Then we'll move on to my next one over, which is Iron Man. Now, I'm not a big Iron Man fan, to be honest with you. I'm not. But they did a pretty good job on this classic Iron Man outfit. I do remember the first issue of Avengers, or when the Avengers got together, and it looked like this, except I really do remember him having a golden skirt. And he didn't... and his outfit was transistor powered. It was, yeah. And he had that big antenna because he needed it. And this was just before they started really streamlining his outfit. The head apparently does rotate. Yep, there it goes. According to the box. Now it's rotating. Arms, 360, in and out. They rotate at the right above the elbow. They bendy. Wrists rotate. He's got a closed wrist for some reason, and a wrist like this, like I don't know, like he's pointing at something or picking at something. I don't understand why his hand is like that. He's got his, I guess, repulsor beam thing or whatever. He has a little bit of an ab thing going on. He has no waist. Knee is on a ball joint with a hinge on it, and yeah, hip, not, and then the knee is a double knee that doesn't really do much because it's a double knee, but the top part doesn't want to move. There we go. So you can get awkward positions, and the leg pivots a little bit and rotates. And that's it. That is it. And his feet are a little weak, so I usually have a problem getting him to stand. Anytime I get him to stand, if anything comes by and moves, it usually starts tipping him forward and then he falls. But he looks nice. He looks nice. And now for the coup de grace. The whole reason I bought this, and a Sport Wolf knows why, because it's probably the reason why he bought his, I think. And that's this guy right here. The Hulk. This has got to be one of the best Hulks I've ever seen. It's 3-inch or otherwise. He looks very faithful. I mean, he's gotten a lot more musculature than he did in the comic book, but his head is very faithful. His proportions are very faithful to how he was in the original comic book. The only problem I have issue with is originally in the comic books, he was usually depicted as having 3 or 4 toes. A lot of times he was depicted as having 3 toes like this. And I'm going to have to pause this review for a minute because apparently my... gosh. Hold on.